Jericho was the most important Canaanite fortress city in the Jordan Valley, stronghold. It found itself directly in the path of the advancing Israelites. And the citation, Joshua 2:1, and they went and came into a harlot's house named Rahab. Now, where is Moses at this point? Moses is dead. Who is leading the Israelites? Joshua. And Joshua is a military man, and he wants to know the lay of the land. And so before attacking this fortress city, he sent 2 spies in to see how much strength there was in the city and if there were any weak spots where he might be more successful in attacking. The local police force knew they were there, and so they needed to be hidden. And they went to the house of Rahab. Rahab was a harlot. And what I find interesting about this story, Rahab is a Canaanite woman. And yet she has already been prepared by the God of the Israelites. And she has been told that the Israelites are going to win this coming war. And so she exacts a price from the spies. She agreed to hide them on condition that when the Israelites came to power, that she and her family would be protected. They agreed to that arrangement. She hid them. The battle came, the Ark of the Covenant, and the trumpets felled the mighty walls, and the walls came tumbling down. Everyone knows the story. The Israelites were instructed by God to march around the city blowing their horns once a day for 6 days, and on the 7th day they were to march around the city 7 times. And it was on the 7th day, after 7 times around, that the walls came tumbling down through the power of God. Now that harlot, Rahab, marries a good Jewish boy. His name is Solomon, and they had a son by the name of Boaz. That son married a widow named Ruth, daughter-in-law of one Naomi. Ruth is seen here as she's often depicted. She and Naomi were without men in their lives, and they needed to fend for themselves. So Ruth would go to the fields of Boaz and glean the fields, take that which was left intentionally by Jewish law for those who had not the means to purchase food themselves. So here we have Ruth gleaning the fields, and there's Boaz as the owner of the field meeting this young lady. And now we have the begats. And Solomon begat Boaz of Rahab. And this is in the first scripture in the New Testament, chapter 1, verse 5. And Boaz begat Obed of Ruth, and Obed begat Jesse. Who did Jesse begat? David. Progenitor of one Jesus of Nazareth. Son of David was one of Jesus' titles. Prophets had foretold that a descendant of David would restore Israel's kingdom. Now, when we're looking at this in the book of Matthew, some have contended, well, this is not the genealogy for, the real father of Jesus. This is the genealogy for Joseph, whom we as Christians believe was not the literal father of Jesus. And that indeed may be the case. However, what we do know also is that Joseph and his wife Mary were cousins. And so they share the same Davidic line. So the same genealogy history that would apply to Joseph applies to Mary. So this is the genealogy of the parent, Mary, of Jesus.